ideal at all. We'll try it again. I just need to make sure you're coming through as well. Poor voice. There we go. Appreciate the feedback there, Mark.
My camera froze.
No, can hear you a bit now though. Right, so speak for us, Billy.
Yo.
Right, so you're coming through quite loud, so that should be that you can hear us nice and loud. Sorry about that, everybody. So we'll start that again then.
My camera froze as well.
Yeah, we'll get you back in a moment.
It should be loading.
So we basically started off by saying that we're going to be doing a Modern Warfare 3 episode today. I appreciate the feedback coming in there. This is the first one back. It appears that all the audio's kind of reset itself. It does that occasionally. Pretty regular, actually. I should have really seen it, but never mind. I did press the unmute button, but I didn't figure they weren't assigned. Anyway, so we're talking about all things Modern Warfare 3. We're talking about if people have the game, how to define the game. If they haven't got the game and they've seen it, what do they think from an outsider's perspective? We're talking about if you played it in the early release, what did it kind of set your hopes up for, or did it give you a bad feeling? And finally, do you consider it just a Modern Warfare 2 DLC? Because that is quite a common slogan that is thrown around at the minute, I've noticed. So we just started off by asking Billy his opinion, which we'll go through that again, because we're obviously, due to our technical issue, we're not quite there.
It's still ongoing because my camera's not wanted to work.
But Billy had the campaign mode, early access, and played the whole thing right through. We were just talking about my standpoint on sort of the multiplayer as well. But we'll kind of.
Do you want me to go back over my opinion on the campaign?
Please.
Right, cool. So personally, I thought it was a load of shit. Why my camera isn't working? It's annoying me. So basically, I thought playing too much on nostalgia. I didn't think the loadout system worked for a campaign. By nostalgia, I mean playing on Verdansk, being back for starts. Let me switch over my camera.
So like obviously when you're first jumping into the campaign, the very first thing you see is the prison, right, from Verdansk.
Well, personally, I would say it's from Modern Warfare 2, but yeah.
I mean, a lot of people are having a good old-fashioned same issue. So Mark still has problems with his shaders every other time. That used to be a common issue for me actually, and that's still.
I love to see nothing's changed then.
maybe it's a Scottish thing because Mike, our fellow Scot friend, always has shader problems as well. So I don't know what that's about.
To be fair, whilst I've been playing Warzone over the years, I've always had the same problems as well.
Yeah, I've suffered with lately, but we'll not jinx it.
No. Okay. So yeah, bringing back 3 levels from Verdansk at least. Damn. I'd say 4. Yeah, you could probably include the Gulag with that. Gulag, the military airfield, Dam and Stadium, for like half of the campaign. Just played it on everybody wanting to have Verdansk back. And I felt that for me, that was just the devs sitting there and going, being forced into a situation that I don't believe they wanted to. By doing that, I believe they were forced down an alley by peer pressure from everyone wanting Verdansk back. I thought the campaign in total was basically Modern Warfare 3, original Modern Warfare 3. So why they had to do that when all of that stuff was already technically in the Modern Warfare 2 like game files and stuff like that. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But that's my personal opinion. I thought the campaign was lackluster at best, and I've played most COD campaigns and enjoyed most of them.
Yeah.
So, what did you think?
So
Brief bit.
yeah, I used to play the campaigns. I used to love the campaigns. I used to play right through them. I was more of a campaign person and an offline gamer than I was an online gamer. Although I did put like quite a lot of hours into the original Modern Warfare Online. I kind of got hooked on it back then, and others since. But I always loved the Call of Duty campaigns myself, and I used to play them a lot. And
Yeah, same.
whether it was Black Ops or Modern Warfare, I didn't care. They were all one company as far as I'm concerned. A game would come out, I'd play the story, I'd enjoy it. I don't know. I didn't get too bogged down on some of the technical stuff how I do nowadays. Maybe that's a huge thing. I don't know. But the thing I've got at the minute, the problem I have though is I don't know. I am more of an online game, so I can't sit here and say I've given it a fair chance. Because I haven't actually played. I mean, I loved Modern Warfare. I used to play Modern Warfare a lot. I used to play
the original
Warzone
trilogy?
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about sort of like since they remade them when Warzone come out. So I used to play them a lot, but even though I know for a fact I would love the campaign, I have never played it. I just think it's time for me. It's more than time. I like to chill. I like to go online with friends. I like the PvP aspect. I like Warzone. I like to play with the community. So that's kind of like where I'm at. I don't get much time to do other stuff. I game like offline or
fair enough. Yeah.
So to be fair, that's just probably what it is. Everyone I've ever played, I've enjoyed. So when I played Modern Warfare 2 last year, I did the same as what I did this year. I played a handful of missions, basically whatever I could squeeze into one stream, I did, and then I never went back to it. And I can honestly
say, you
say,
failed miserably at the start of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign.
I just was messing around, but it was
yeah, of course,
it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. I thought I liked the cutscenes. I like playing random stuff. It was good. I can honestly say it was a good campaign experience. I was If I saw the story through, I probably would have enjoyed it. I'm just talking from a playstyle perspective here. Obviously, I don't really know the storylines too much. I just play for the viewer experience or the engagement. It's like playing a movie. That's what I've always said about the COD games. It's like playing a movie. You pulled in.
I would agree with you.
There's a lot of cutscenes. The mechanics feel good. There's like a bit of this, a bit of that. You feel like it's interactive, even though it's very linear. It does feel very interactive. But this new one, they've gone for an open world feel, yeah?
Yeah.
And I don't like it. I just don't like it. I got bored. So bored. I was just like, what am I doing? I'm just running around.
I think you got to the second mission, you were like, what the hell?
I just felt like this is just DMZ, really. I'd rather, if I'm going to be running around shooting bots, I'd rather be online with people. Messing around or whatever. I don't know. I just was bored. I could not be asked to complete. I was like, can we just fast forward it? Is there a button I can press to just be done with this mission, move on to the next one? I just got sick. I don't even know if I completed that mission. I can't remember.
No, I don't.
I think you did. No, because it pissed me off.
Yeah, you did.
I died to something, and I was just like, nah, I'm done. So, that's the first time I've ever played a COD campaign and felt like that.
It's not the first time for me, in all honesty. The last time for me was Black Ops 2. Back then, certainly after playing the Modern Warfare trilogy, first Black Ops, which I absolutely loved.
Yeah.
It went from set piece to set piece, and I could see what direction the game was going. So instead of playing the game, you were going from cutscene to cutscene to cutscene to cutscene.
Yeah.
And for me, it wasn't enjoyable. So I walked away from COD at Black Ops 2. Come back with the recent Modern Warfare trilogy.
Yeah.
And thought, oh, they've gone back to their best. Like, you're playing the game, even though, there's tons of cutscenes, you're playing the game. But this one is just going back to same old, cutscene to cutscene. And yeah, as you've just said, that open worldy type thing that they attempted to do just doesn't work. It doesn't sit right with a Call of Duty game.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
But
yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I don't know what other people's thoughts are on the campaign. Obviously, anybody who's coming in, welcome to chip in the conversation.
all means, yeah.
How Germany works with Bullets and Banter. We encourage people to just get involved, chat away. What do you think? Did you see it? Tell us what it looked like. If you played it, tell us what you thought. I mean, equally, I will throw it out there. I mean, got to go for the good with the bad, right? But there was a lot of good people, a lot of people giving it good reviews. I think a lot of people liked the open world. I crack with it. You know, they kind of like that idea.
I don't personally. I don't understand it. I've seen.
I just felt
a few guys that I respect saying the same. What I have is it's not a Call of Duty.
No, no.
It's the big question is obviously what we're going to discuss. I will put my 2 cents into the thing. I believe it was it should have been the DLC that should have been coming out anyway.
Do you think they maybe just rushed the campaign because actually they weren't planning on doing one?
It was meant to be a DLC campaign anyway. So there was meant to be a campaign, multiplayer, and the zombies mode was when it come.
Right.
So this was all planned for Modern Warfare 2. But then I believe the devs were forced into a situation where they've gone, right, the Xbox merger is coming. Mm-hmm. Whether we like it or not, we need to get another game under the Activision brand before this takeover happens. We need to get another full game out, and that's what I believe is the consequence of Modern Warfare 3.
Right. Yeah. Makes
because
sense.
it everything just feels so rushed.
Yeah.
Like it ends on the not a spoiler in case anybody wants to play the campaign. It just feels so rushed, so underdeveloped, and so backwards in terms of where they came from the Modern Warfare 2 campaign.
Yeah.
And I've seen I rarely look at ratings. I make my own opinions on games. I've seen the Modern Warfare 1 remake type thing, or reboot, whatever you want to call it, got like 80 odd on IGN. The other one got 70 odd. This one's got like 56 or something like that. It just tells you that they've lost their way somewhere.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the devs. I don't know if they've got a new team in, like actually within the companies that are doing it. Who knows? But that's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
And
I get that. I get that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There's not really. I haven't really.
It's a tough one.
Yeah, I haven't really got a lot more to say about the campaign. Like I say, I gave it a bit of a go. I could see the type of game it was shaping up to be. I just didn't like it. If I'm honest, it wasn't fun. I got bored. I wanted to. I mean, how long did I play? I think I wasn't live, but you were.
No, I was watching it through Discord, weren't I?
Yeah, I must have probably.
I think you played
an hour and a half or something, wasn't it?
If that.
Yeah. So normally
I think you've done the first 2 missions and then you went on to the third one and didn't complete it.
I normally would have given it a good go, like within I would have done it a good sort of 3 to 4 hour stream of it. That's what I would have done. Like I did last year with me. I mean, hell, I even made VODs about it and stuff, you know, because
Well, it was hard not to you falling off the cliff like the first minute, but yeah. The one thing you had to do.
Game over ever. On COD.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah. Got to be.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, you weren't on it for long. I streamed it once for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And then went back to the start and re-recorded the entirety of the campaign for YouTube. And I just felt myself sinking lower and lower into my seat, thinking, why the hell am I doing this?
Yeah.
And because of the sour taste that I left in my mouth, I'll be honest, I got my refund back. I got my money back for the game. So no multiplayer, no zombies for me. And that the zombies is what sold it for me, basically.
Yeah, zombies is really good. Michael's coming in, Mr. Doughty here. IGN gave the campaign a 4 rating after taking a look. IGN
4 out of 10.
4 rating.
I can't see them giving it 4 out of 5.
What is that out of, Doughty? What is that out of?
Yeah, what's it out of? And is that just the campaign, or is that the entirety? So with zombies and multiplayer added?
Yeah, because that's.
Because I'm sure I've seen it.
He did specifically say the campaign, so that would suggest that it is actually the campaign that they've rated separately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I'll
4 out of 10. 4 out of 10. So yeah.
Is it out of 10? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've just input that.
Fair enough. Well, at least someone's got some common sense. Yeah. I didn't rate it.
I wouldn't even give it that personally. It's honestly one of the worst.
Only because I haven't played enough of it. I mean, it might have got a bit better, so I might,
No.
but it's just boring for me, so no. But I tell you what, though, what we can flip it around to is the zombie mode. I think is probably the best zombie mode we've had in a long time. I used to enjoy the very closed kind of
the round-based stuff.
The original World at War and Black Ops zombies. I consider those two games the very first proper zombies, because World at War started it with the concept,
with the bunker.
Bunker, and then Black Ops refined it. It just it kind of brought in a few more guns, pack a punch.
When it Kino and Fives,
you could stand and you could like fix the windows, and you could
fix the barriers.
You could, but you couldn't fix them
zombies,
whilst doing something else. What was it?
You couldn't reload, or you couldn't melee
exactly.
or shoot. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So like just little things like that. Better maps though. I think they really peaked with their maps in that style of zombies. They peaked then for me. I mean, I know a lot of people have given Advanced Warfare a good shot when they had the zombies in the fairground.
Oh, the exo zombies.
Now, don't get me wrong. I had some fun on that one. It was one of the better ones of the later zombies, but if I'm honest, I used to love the early zombies. Then they brought out the Black Ops open world zombie thing, which I know you
Outbreak. Outbreak, I enjoyed it.
I didn't really. I just found it boring. A lot of open world running around. The zombies weren't particularly that hard.
True.
I don't know.
I liked it because it was different. So me as a gamer, I like when they try and add something different from the norm.
Yeah.
So you could have a series, be it, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto, Tekken, whatever. But when they mix things up a little bit and it works well, or it works in that environment, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But then when it goes too far from what it was, that's where I don't like it.
Yeah.
And I thought at least they tried to do something completely different with the zombies. With the outbreak mode, and I thought personally that there's something here. It's not quite refined yet, but there's something with an open world zombies, and
with the outbreak one.
Yeah. And as you just said,
that's what
the evolution of it.
Well, I think the evolution of it. I think they might have done very much the same thing again. Maybe they would have had the zones, but I think what's really saved it is the fact that in the last Call of Duty, DMZ came out. Because that's given them the idea to go, you know what? Let's make DMZ mode zombies. That incorporation of the two is brilliant.
See, my original thinking with DMZ is I thought it was a Tarkov ripoff. I played a fair bit of Tarkov.
Yeah.
I know you didn't. I just thought it was Call of Duty doing their norm and grabbing something from something else. And what was the next biggest thing at the time? Because Battlefield had flopped. Tarkov was the next biggest online shooter.
Yeah.
So I felt, and I said it on this very podcast at the time, DMZ, whatever way you want to pronounce it, is a Tarkov ripoff. And I stand corrected. I enjoyed it. Was elements of Tarkov there.
Yeah.
But then you add that zombies mode on top of it, it becomes a whole new beast.
Yeah.
Which, if one thing brings me back, and there's a complete story mode to it, like the DMZ zombies which I'm kind of dubbing it as, then that potentially might bring me back if it's on a sale or something.
Yeah, honestly, DMZ Zombies. I've not had a bad game yet. I've only had a few games, but it was fun. All of them were fun. And there's a lot more I need to do in Venture, but I need a full squad, and it's one of them where I don't tend to have a full squad who play zombies. So it's one of them. But like the red zone, I haven't been anywhere near the red zone yet, and I've been in some trouble in the yellow. So I imagine red is absolutely insane. It would be fun to at least see. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Of course it will be.
Yeah.
What line wants to? He's either saying hey or he wants to ask a question. You don't need to put your hand up.
4 questions straight in. 4 questions straight in. I'll
ask a question.
I'll play zombies. Yes, he will. Oh, that's it. That's it. He's voting. Well, let's.
All right.
We've got one for zombies. Right, we need 2 more. 2 more for zombies. Let's get some people. Doughty for zombies. Doughty will play zombies. I mean, he'll run around. He'll be a distraction in zombies.
He's a distraction in every mode we play, to be fair.
Let's go.
Doesn't matter if it's Warzone, multiplayer, or whatever. Whatever game we play, Doughty is always a distraction. Gang beasts.
A good one. Yeah, especially with that fish helmet. That was a.
That was funny.
I just was like, yeah, I'm not looking at what I'm doing because I'm just fascinated on this fish helmet running around. That was so good. Such a good. I forbid other people from using it. It has to be his.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. Not that he's ever going to play it again. He's gone back to PlayStation.
I don't let other people use the shark either. You're the shark.
Yeah. Or the eyeball.
I'm always the big beefed up, roided policeman guy. So,
you're always the gimp.
Yeah. The Black Michelin man.
Gimp Michelin.
Actually, no, there is a Michelin man. He just looks like a giant turd, doesn't he? There is that.
Yeah. I had to try and think about it.
Yeah, but so Zombies, I think, is a success. I think it's generally had quite a lot of good reviews. Although, if I'm honest, how long will it be a success for? I don't see it being able to change or adapt much. So there is a risk it'll go stale and just die off. I think that's a very realistic prospect for it. But you know, I suppose that's happened with all of them. To be fair, so
unless Treyarch, who have made zombies since day one, I believe, unless Treyarch decide, right, let's switch it up. Let's add like part of the story to the zombies in Rebirth Island, in Fortune's Keep, because obviously we know they're coming back.
Yeah, I don't want to see zombies in those maps. I mean,
no, there'll be a bitch. I've seen zombies in.
I don't mind I don't mind an event. I don't mind it being on for like 4 days or whatever here and there. But no, I'd rather stay out.
I don't think a permanent thing. I think a limited time thing. I've seen zombies in the Alcatraz map, and I've been on 2 versions of zombies in that map.
Yeah,
and it can be an utter bitch. Mob of the Dead was in Alcatraz, and I can't remember the other name of the map, but it was basically the same map, just revamped.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I wonder what people. I mean, on the whole, though, I mean, well, actually, saying that, we'll come on to multiplayer because kind of we're talking about collective game here. So campaign flop, we'll say that's a big no. I think collectively, IGN, other people have spoken, seen, and been in line with. A lot of them say very much a similar thing. Campaign.
Although, just a quick one before we quickly move with campaign. Even though I did a review as a reel and as a video on YouTube, I've been getting pelters for it. Absolute pelters for slagging it off.
Yeah.
Proper pelters. Like to the point of I'm like, it's just an opinion. Deal with it.
I think though,
like, if you don't like
people,
it,
that's because I think sometimes people, Modern Warfare 2, right? This is the way I might say it. So the perspective is Modern Warfare 2 has been so bad, in many other ways. Okay, the story was good, but that was pretty much all that was really good about it. The rest of the game was dog shit. I mean, it just was not that good. Let's face it.
Multiplayer was okay. Warzone was
actually
meh.
Fair one. I mean, I enjoy the multiplayer. There's a lot of things I don't like about the multiplayer,
Hmm.
Still say the game is a bit of a failure. I really do, because
Yeah.
the mechanics were crap. They're just dreadful. They've had
Yeah.
to like keep tweaking them all the time because everyone was complaining about them. And even now, they're still quite slow. They're a lot faster than they were, but they're still
Hmm.
quite slow. So
Yeah.
Warzone's mechanics have been very badly received. I actually
Very true.
like the multiplayer, but I don't think it's because of the mechanics and movements. I think it's
The
very much
shooting
because
feels better in
the
multiplayer.
shooting does, but I think it always did. But I
Yeah.
think it might just be the maps as well.
Yeah,
They've
maybe.
got some good maps. It is a really good game. It's to be fair, funny enough, aren't there a lot of them from like the original Modern Warfare?
No, not in Modern Warfare 2. In this one, the one we're on about now.
No, Modern
Yes.
Warfare, the OG Modern Warfare. I'm pretty sure I got a handful of those.
Oh,
Some of those
there was a
maps.
few maps in
I
the
feel like I
rebooted
recognise them from, but
version.
yeah. Right. Anyway, well, actually, no, Seri, yes, no, they were from the rebooted one, weren't they? But they were good
Yeah.
maps. That was a good game. That was a good game. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, I'd say the multiplayer experience was quite good, but at the same time, wasn't great for the reason of guns. Like leveling guns up was a nightmare. Having to level up a stupid SMG, three that
Come on,
far,
like a silencer
that far
for an
removed.
LMG.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
got to level up that SMG so I can have this scope for that battle rifle.
Yep.
Like what the hell? And
Yeah, that
if you
didn't work
unlock
at all.
this SMG, you can now work on that AR to get a silencer for
Mm.
your pistol.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
screw that. No, that
Yeah.
was just stupid. So I'd say that it was
That's
a
the only reason why I leveled up every gun.
mixed reviews on the multiplayer. Good feeling, good games, good map, bad level up system. Therefore, it
Yeah.
did drag it down. But we'll put that aside because this is about Modern Warfare 3. So Modern
Hmm.
Warfare 3, they've took the same game, in my opinion. I don't know. Correct us if I'm wrong, but for me, it's the same game with the same engine almost.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think
It,
people really, really want the mechanics to be better. They really want
of course I do. Yeah.
things to be faster like they were. Because let's face it, there was an element of skill in the game before. They took
Hmm.
that away from people in Modern Warfare 2. The fact that you couldn't
Yeah, they
move
tried
and
to
you
make it
couldn't
more tactical.
outplay things, that's very much the COD way, right?
Hmm.
That, love or hate it, that's the thing about COD.
Yeah.
Movements, being able to outplay your player with stupid daft bunny hopping or whatever it is, whether you like it or not, that's
Yeah.
COD, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's been COD since
Taking
Modern Warfare.
that,
Original Modern Warfare
yeah,
trilogy.
taking that away to try and level the playing field just annoyed people because it made the game less fun. And I felt that
Yeah.
massively. I felt that massively because I felt
Mhm.
like you've took my ability to the whole thing that drives me on Warzone. I
Yeah.
love the game because of the personal challenge to me. I like
Yeah. I get it.
being able to play better, increase my game awareness, increase my shooting. I've come a long way from where I was to where I am now. Like
Mm.
when Doughty will come over, I mean, he'll tell you he brings his PS5 over. I'm not even that sort of used to a PS5. I've hardly ever played one really. But when I'm
You get yours
playing on it,
tomorrow.
that's true. This is true. But when I'm playing on it, like I'm running around and he'll say like, "Christ, I didn't even see that person there." Like
Mm.
there'll be moments where you could
Your
almost
game
look at
sense
it and
is a lot
think,
better.
he's got walls. If you
Yeah. Yeah.
weren't didn't if you were, you could say it. And I was laughing with Doughty the other day when he was over and we were like, I was like, oh, look at this Doughty, I've got walls, he's coming around here, and I was tracking the wall, right? And then all of a sudden this
Mm.
guy comes running out. I obviously wasn't because it's his PlayStation. We had no extra
Yeah.
no, he was like, what? It's like, how did you know? And it's because you just start to predict where people are going, what they're
You
gonna do.
develop a game sense as well.
You do. And so, with that game sense and with the natural ability to be able to move and use the mechanics, you could improve and keep improving. And the thing that I loved
Mhm.
about the old games was that very thing. And I felt like that was very largely took away from us with Modern Warfare 2. And they
As much. Yeah. Yeah.
and I think that's now where Modern Warfare 3 stands. Is you've got so many people crying out for that again. And it's like, if I'm completely
It's going to be somewhere in the middle.
so this is where the people who've come at you hard have kind of gone, give it a try, whatever. That's because they really want that, I think, as well. I'm right there with them. I feel that. I know what they mean.
Yeah,
And
to
I
some
don't
extent, I'm the
feel
same.
like
Yeah,
I hate to say it because I want it to be good as well, but I feel like they've given us a tiny slice of what it could be. It's almost like
yeah.
all they've done, right? For the game, the guns feel the same. Okay, the shooting's a little different. The aim assist feels different. I'll admit that.
I'd say it's a stronger aim assist.
The gun switching is faster. All
Yeah.
they've done is basically give everyone amped, right? Like
Mhm.
from the original Modern
Yeah,
Warfare,
yeah.
right? So it's faster, right? You flip your gun over quicker. You can turn a little faster. They've loosened up the sensitivity, I
mobility.
suppose.
Yeah.
But like, one big one for me was if you jumped out of a window or off a ledge on Modern Warfare 2, there'd be a moment of like almost like lag.
Yeah, it
right,
was
before you could
stuttering.
move.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was built that way, right? That they took that out, but if you still duck down or try and go prone and do drop shots and certain things like that, it's still very, very slow. So,
see,
I feel
this
like
is
they've
where
dangled the carrot a little bit, almost like they've gone.
Yeah, they've dipped the toe in the
Okay,
water.
We it's like they really, really don't want to give us what we had. They're trying to claw and hold on to what they've got. Now, there's two reasons for that, maybe. One could be that they just don't want to, because they want to try and... Because I think there was probably quite a lot of people who don't play enough to ever care to get that good with the movement, that if that's what it becomes, a lot of people just won't play it.
Like myself.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
player base drops, money drops. So I feel like they really don't want to go there. Or they've backed themselves into a corner because they've pushed this into this game engine that's not capable of it, maybe, or not as capable as we'd like to think. And because all they've managed to do is shave the edges of the original Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I don't feel like it's really a new engine. I don't think it's that different.
It's not a new engine. No matter what they say, it is not a new engine. It runs on the exact same thing as what Modern Warfare 2 was built.
Yeah.
My personal opinion, again, exactly the same as campaign. It's playing too much on nostalgia for multiplayer. For me, for the simple fact is, every single map that's released so far in the game is from a game from 2009. Or wherever it was, the original Modern Warfare 2.
That does bug me a bit because
it annoys me.
I wasn't a big fan of Modern Warfare 2, the original. I know that's controversial because
I loved the campaign multiplayer.
Yeah. Campaign was brilliant. I remember playing. It was brilliant. I loved the first one, like as in the COD Warfare, Modern Warfare, COD 4. That was the one that got me hooked onto the campaigns. I think that was the first of its kind like that, I suppose. But
Medal of Honor.
No, of the COD series.
No, COD was always been very epic, like from the very first.
Was it really?
One.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, I've played like pretty much up until Black Ops 2, and
right. Well,
they were always like that.
COD 4 was the one that pulled me in, but Modern Warfare 2 from an online perspective, from the online experience, I can't say I was a big fan of the maps.
I wasn't. I wasn't. I was Battlefield and Medal of Honor at the time.
I did put some hours in on it as well. I did play it, but I preferred the original COD 4. So the fact that this one is very much all old school COD Modern Warfare 2 is kind of like, okay, I don't mind a few maps in here, but really, like, can we stop the cycle? No, maybe they've got some new maps coming. You know what it's like these days.
The thing for me, and this is another reason why I call it a DLC, is this was announced from day one of Modern Warfare 2, that there will be all these original Modern Warfare 2 maps, like celebrating the original Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah.
So it makes sense to put it in Modern Warfare 2, not what you're calling Modern Warfare 3. Like, do you get what I mean? Like, it goes back to I believe it's just laziness. They've come up with nothing new for this entire game.
Well,
it isn't that long.
It's just not necessarily good.
Apart from zombies.
Well, not just zombies. You now have to use army unlocks to unlock guns.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about
that. Level up something for it's kind of like they took the bad crap from Modern Warfare 2 and just made it a bit more worse. They've sprinkled more crap on it, you know. I mean, do you know what
Which,
happened to the other day? I doubt he'll back us up on this because it's happened to him. But the other day, I had to do a challenge where, in order to unlock the S&D I wanted, my daily challenge was to use a flash grenade on enemies like 3 times or something stupid like that.
yeah.
Well, my flash grenades were locked, and to unlock them, I need to do the challenges to unlock them through the army. But
And to get it, you have to do that challenge.
That challenge was one of the challenges to unlock the army. So I was like, right, so I'm stuck.
Jeez, man.
So an entire day's worth of challenges are wasted based on that. They haven't even bothered to make it so the challenge is something you can at least do with the equipment you have. His was like a bomb drone. He had to use a bomb drone.
All right.
It was the last thing you achieve. It's right at the end of the list. I was like, you don't even have bomb drones. I was like, oh my god. That's the first time I experienced it. Then it happened to me. I thought they could at least patch it out. That was a week later. No.
See, for me, and again, personal opinion. So you look at me, who isn't an avid player of Call of Duty. I play it with, like, say, you, Dowie, my friends, but I won't necessarily make complete content about it. For somebody like me that plays all sorts of different games and dabbles in COD, how, like, if I just go straight to Warzone, how am I ever going to unlock a fucking thing?
Well, this is it. I mean,
let's be serious here. Like, if you're a very casual player, you ain't unlocking shit.
Well, our guy, Mike Daniel, he's a prime example nowadays. He's gone from being the regular
sweat
player. Yeah, he was a really good player in his time. His game sense was good. His snipes was sharp. Everything. We had some hellish games in the early days. But, he's been working a lot. He's not putting as much time in the game because his life sort of took over a bit, and
he's got the scouts and all that stuff as well.
That's like normal, isn't it? For most people,
life gets in the way.
That's the norm. So like, they'll play games when they can. So they've got like be once a week, or it might be whatever for 2 to 3 hours at a time, once in however long. So this game, I mean, I get it. No game's designed around the casual player to that level. I mean, it kind of like, but that sort of game probably should be, right? I mean, it's like you wouldn't expect to just play GTA for 2 hours a week and then expect to have completed it in the same amount of time as everyone else and have all the achievements. You wouldn't with any game. So I kind of see that perspective. But if you would have,
but gaming should be a pick up and play factor. You should pick it up whenever the hell you want to and enjoy it the way you want to play it.
So for him, it should be a case of, okay, every gun should be available. And his isn't leveled up because he hasn't played it. That's fair, though.
That's understandable.
You can put a few hours in that evening, level that gun up. And in an evening, you can do quite a bit on one gun. To be fair. You should be able to level that one. But no, people like Mike are now shafted because he wants to get, say, a cast of 7.62, whatever it is, 5.56, I don't know.
Just call it an AK.
But he wants to get the AK, he wants to level it up. But now it's telling them, well, you need to go and get the MP5, level that up, and level this sniper up as well. And between all of them, you can now have a few attachments. Do you know what I mean? And that's a real needle in the side for a lot of people. That's not good because he hasn't got.
See, that's another thing that's putting me off.
That could be like a month to 6 weeks worth of leveling guns up, just so he can get
and the rest.
Just so he can get the Warzone game that he wants to get with us.
Yeah.
Now, fair enough. What I do appreciate is the DMZ mode being the saviour that you can just jump into it and exfil. That is a brilliant.
Very true. Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, it would be. I mean, but still, it's inconvenient. I mean, if you've got like 2 hours worth of playtime, or maybe an hour, you jump on. That can be half an hour if your time go. By the time you've got the match, set it up, they've made it a little bit clunky and a little bit hard to understand. A lot of people don't really know what they're doing when they set up a DMZ mode. I didn't have a Scooby the first several times. Even now, I'm honest, I'm winging it. We set it up. By the time you set it up and found a game, after you've dealt with all the audio issues and the party issues that the game has regularly, easy looking at 20 minutes minimum. That's
not like a AAA game to be bugged to hell, is it?
So yeah,
Asking for 60, 70 quid, 70,
feel
80
like-
dollars. I'm like, what the hell,
but
man?
very specifically in the releases of say Modern Warfare 2, and I keep coming back to that because I think it does tie into our third question, with it being the DLC,
Yeah.
I suppose. But because everything I'm relating to, because they are so similar, they are linked. But anyway, they're very much in the keynotes and in the what do you call it, the
Patch notes.
not the patch notes, no, when they were launching the game before it came out, they had the big event with all the this is Modern Warfare 2,
Oh,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
going to be
yeah, yeah.
Warzone, this is what you're going to be able to play. We're really
Yeah, yeah.
trying to make it fun
The
again.
breakdown of
We're
it.
giving it back to the player. It's about the player, it's about having fun. It's not about this and that and the other. It's more about trying to have a good player experience, and which is fine. I get that they were trying to do that, and you've got to take risks and make changes sometimes, but they missed the
Yeah.
mark because actually by doing it the way they've done it, they've directly gone against what they were trying to achieve.
And again, this is where I think the devs, be it
Maybe they're
Activision, just signs the paycheck. It's Sledgehammer,
I
Treyarch,
don't know. See,
whoever.
I don't want to just assume it. I think that's easy cop out. That I don't think it's just well we'll do what we want because we can make the money. I think they might.
No, I don't think it's do what we want. I think they were pressured by Activision because of this merger coming through.
Maybe, but even Modern Warfare 2, though, like, if we look at the way that was brought out, the things that I think it might just be out of touch. And if Modern Warfare 3, it's the same thing again, this armory system.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm on a minority. Maybe I'm
Do
in
you
a
want-
minority there, but I feel like it's not
Yeah.
a good thing.
Do you want my honest opinion on what I think is very much hurting Call of Duty at the moment? Yearly releases.
Yeah. Well, I think they
So-
might recognise that because they weren't supposed to be doing another one. And I think
No,
based on what you
exactly.
said, if it wasn't this thing with Microsoft, maybe they'd have stuck to that.
They had already announced from day one there will be Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 will have a 2 to 3 year life cycle.
Yeah.
So at some point halfway through that, they had said there will be a campaign and a multiplayer DLC.
Yeah.
So what we are halfway through that supposed life cycle.
Do we not think
Yeah, I've
it's
seen-
just a case of like I don't know, it became quantity over quality, didn't it? And then
Yeah, a little bit of.
maybe quantity over
Because-
quality, and then throwing in because you see, because they have thrown out so many,
Mm.
they were cautious about it being two the same. But there's only so much you can do with a first-person shooter game.
Very much so,
It's
but
like
then
making
you
Tekken
can
every
change
year.
things up. Yeah,
You know,
Mortal
Tekken,
Kombat every yeah.
Tekken is it's an arcade game. It's a PvP, two players. You know, you can maybe enter tag mode or do some daft stuff like they did over the years. But point being is, fundamentals of that game don't ever really change, and that's
No,
why we like it. So if you
but
release
they
one every
update
year,
everything every year.
then you're
Every
not going
time.
to sell as many, are you? Because no one wants them. It's like the only reason football does that successfully is because teams change and let's
Transfers,
face it,
promotion,
like,
relegations.
yeah, and football is one of the lifebloods of the Western kind of, well, possibly
It's
the
the
world.
lifeblood of the world. It's
Yeah,
the world's
it's
sport.
it's the go-to sport, isn't it? That
Yeah.
everyone competes on in it, and everyone
Whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Most nations on the planet play football.
so they get away with it, but
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing that I think with so go back to 2020 when Modern Warfare came out. Yes, you had Black Ops 4, but as a game, apart from the blackout mode, the game kind of flopped.
Yeah.
But that was
Well, it was leading up to.
I think-
2 was bad.
yeah.
2 was bad,
I-
but not as bad as 3. So on.
But I think that was just Treyarch on its own doing that,
Yeah.
possibly with Raven Software. But then Sledgehammer Games, which has basically taken over the main Modern Warfare series, or the main series, so to speak.
Yeah.
So you had what? Advanced Warfare before before the Modern Warfare reboot? Something like that. I think it was a one,
Infinite
whatever the one with the
Warfare,
X.
It might be an
Infinite
Infinite.
Wa- Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had probably a 2 year break between that and Modern Warfare reboot come out.
Yeah.
So they had a good, very, very good time to get it right.
Yeah.
And I strongly believe they had to get it right. Otherwise, COD wouldn't be the same powerhouse that it was.
I think all they did.
Because I think Infinite Warfare, Advanced Warfare was a bit meh.
Yeah.
Infinite Warfare, the review bombs on everything that was on
It
it
was
was just
basically Halo.
unbelievable. Yeah,
You were
yeah,
running around on walls and jetpacky boosters and oh my god, it was
exactly.
terrible.
They went so far away from what made COD COD.
Yeah.
And then, yes, it still had that arcadey feel, like quick movement, blah blah blah
Yeah.
blah blah. But it just become even more of a toxic base than it already
Yeah.
was. Because it's the game that nobody wanted.
Yeah.
Then you have Black Ops, which kind of went under the radar because of all the hatred for Infinite Warfare. And then all of a sudden, we're doing a reboot of Modern Warfare. Everyone's like, "Sweet, I want to on board with this." And then they got their hands on it, be it campaign, multiplayer, or the original variation of Warzone.
Yeah.
Every element of that was awesome. And then you had straight after that Cold War, straight after that Vanguard,
Yeah.
straight after that Modern Warfare 2, straight after that Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah.
It's not healthy for a games company, I don't think. Yes, they produce money, and as soon as you put Call of Duty on it, it can be a polished up turd for all I care.
Maybe it was
As soon as you put Call of Duty on it, people buy it.
maybe they needed to fund Warzone. See, one thing I will say about Warzone is it's an incredibly ambitious project to have.
Oh, without a doubt.
No other company's doing it because they can't do it.
Only other company, and it's not to the same scale. Well, other two companies: one Epic Games with Fortnite, and two EA Games with
Even
Apex.
then, though, if you could put
But it's not to the same scale.
if you put a Fortnite map next to a Warzone map,
Oh yeah, it's chalk and cheese.
dwarfed. So like that's what I mean. It's like it's one of those where.
But neither of them are AAA companies making that.
No. I think.
Whereas you look at COD, it's a AAA, well, probably AAA company.
Which begs the
the
question: we keep going bigger. We keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but yet sometimes some of the basics of these games aren't quite there. We get packet burst
Very much
problems, we get server issues, and we get this, that, the other, and so on.
How processor hungry it is on a PC as well.
Are people crying out for big maps? Because for me, the Rebirth map was probably the smallest map we played, and yet it was the most fun battle royale.
Yeah, probably.
Fortune's Keep came out. It was good, but it wasn't as good as the Rebirth Island.
I said at the
good,
time,
but Verdansk was big. Verdansk was big enough. Then Caldera come out and it was bigger than Verdansk, and now this new one's bigger again. Almazra's bigger. They keep getting bigger, but with it comes more problems and more issues. Whereas when I was running Warzone 1 several months ago before I went offline, I was running it at high performance compared to what I used to be able to, because obviously hardware moves on and so on.
True.
Maybe they just need to stop making things bigger. Maybe it's just the idea that it needs to be bigger.
So you're saying they're probably over ambitious, too over ambitious?
I don't want to say ambitious even, because maybe they're just misguided. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe people do want bigger, but bigger isn't always better. In this case. So it's.
See, for me, and this is
again, it's quality thing, isn't it?
Yeah. See, for me, for 30, over 30 years, but certainly when online multiplayers come out, so the real height of online multiplayer, so Halo, Halo 2, Counter-Strike and all that. The maps weren't massive. They were bog standard, like multiplayer maps. Yeah. Same with Modern Warfare. But then on the flip side of that, you had games like Battlefield, which was these massive epic maps. But it worked for that setting because you had the tanks, you had the jets and planes and all of that crap, landing boats and all that stuff. It worked for the setting that Battlefield was in. Yeah. So I always associated like giant multiplayer maps, so to speak, as a Battlefield thing, not a Call of Duty thing. Call of Duty was 3-lane maps. Doesn't matter what the skin is, there's always 3 lanes you can run down. Right, left, center.
Yeah.
Um, like it's been that way since Call of Duty 1. And multiplayer is still the same. It's still
yeah, it is. It's a
3-lane maps.
It's a different play style compared to the
Yeah,
likes of Battlefield type of game, isn't it?
yeah. And we've both played Battlefield, Battlefront. It works for those settings.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't believe it works. That it kind of works for only because it's a battle royale, but I don't believe the Call of Duty engine is good enough, and anti-cheat and everything else on top of that is good enough to run a battle royale.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Verdansk was good. Verdansk was a good map. Don't get me wrong, but as we both know, it was laden with cheats.
It was bad for that. Yeah, it was.
It was cowboy country. It was like you didn't know whether you were going to get into it. This whole SSBM thing is just a crock of shit, as far as I'm concerned.
What's skill based?
Because, yeah. I think it's a crock of shit. Purely because everyone got obsessed with it. Oh yeah, this is going to affect, and then everyone was on COD bot or what the hell it was, looking up who was in their lobby.
Yeah.
Oh, this person's in my lobby. He's got like a 25 KD or some shit like that. And it's just like, shut the fuck up and play the game.
Yeah.
Like most people that like did that with me, I would just walk out of the game. Like if it was random.
Interesting though, wouldn't it? I'd love to have 20 games of a non-skill based matchmake server. 20 games on 3 occasions or something like that, you know, different days of the week, just so that I could get a proper authentic feel, and then do the same thing again with skill based matchmaking on and see the difference. Because
test the difference, yeah.
It'd be interesting to know, because if skill based matchmaking works, which I think on the whole it does, that's why nobody has an easy time. Really? I mean,
yeah, no, but I also believe the VPNers, and I've said from day one, anyone that uses a VPN to play a game is cheating, as far as I'm concerned. I don't give a shit if it's to play with friends across the world. I don't care.
Well, if they do it, let's say you don't need to do it with play with friends across the world, because either way,
exactly. But that's the excuses that everyone makes that use it. Like, you don't need to make that excuse. Like, you use it to get like bot lobbies and stuff like that.
I know people say that, but does that really work? I'm not so sure if that does. You know, all it does is, and here's the difference. All it does do is, if you could VPN and get into servers in a different part of the world, the only thing that plays a factor in is the time of day that you're there. Because if the player base is lower, then the likelihood is
you've got
good players are probably not really online. You're more likely to come across more of your average players if you go on at certain times of day. If that makes sense. So if the time where you are in the world, based on what time it is somewhere else, you might be able to get yourself an advantage. But even then, I don't think they're necessarily easy lobbies, because it's still using your player data, still your metadata within your account, that still goes.
Also, it's led to believe.
You what?
Also, it's led to believe, according to the skill-based matchmaking.
Yeah, but like, it wouldn't. That information, you don't just come up as a level 1.
No, yeah, you come up as level whatever you come up as. Which means that's irregardless.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I think that is can be used as an excuse as much as.
It could be, yeah.
I'm just not seeing evidence of it personally, and I dare say that
I've seen for and against.
Yeah,
and I'm still on the fence.
But it's still all hearsay though. Like, nobody is. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'm going to say something now. And if I'm wrong, and somebody finds it, please send me it. But I have not categorically seen an actual test done that would show evidence of it.
Yeah.
Been done before. Like, someone on YouTube. You go on YouTube, you can find anything. If you want to fix a bloody car from 25 years ago, you can find it. If you want to learn how to change a bulb at the top of a bloody mast like 2 miles in the air, you could find it. If you want to, you know what I mean? Whatever it is you want to find on YouTube, you can find it. It's there. But yeah, I don't think you would find a video of someone going, VPNs are cheats. This is why. Watch this. And then they basically blatantly go into a lobby and then go, look at this average KD, look at this average KD,
Yeah.
and it be so concrete, like evidence that it's different on more than one occasion. I.e., they've done it several times over different, you know what I mean, like a proper evidence video. Because if it was that easy, if it did work, bet you are.
Why are more people doing it?
Someone would have made that for content, just for the content purpose.
You would imagine so, yeah.
I mean, unless we've just come across
we've not come
across. Maybe we should do this. This could be this.
Ooh,
could
hello.
Be making, you know? But yeah,
See,
shit like this gets people's nose twitching. That's the only reason, like that bad boy twat face has a career, because he calls people out for cheating. Because a lot of people can't accept they're just not good at the game, and then they lose, so they have to blame cheaters a lot of the time. Okay, don't get me wrong, there is some. I'm not saying that
there's legitimately some. There's no if no buts.
We all know, and I think we can all agree, it's had more than it should, more than other games have had. Absolutely. But
God
let's sideline that for a moment, right? More often than not, people they lose, and a lot of people can't accept that. Majority can, I think, but a lot of people can't. And that community come together to all go, hackers, silent aimbot, secret aim, walls, blah, blah, blah. He shot at the sky and it hit me. It's probably got shot from somebody else behind you, man, you silly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Anyway, this community come together and they follow people like him, and then that's, you know. And
this is why I've always said.
Online there, so if you're watching Mr. Bad Boy, no offense, but let's face it, you're like a cult leader for that.
Go fuck yourself.
Conspiracy theorists, aren't you, really?
see, my thing is, I had this conversation with my dad earlier. I literally had this same conversation. Yeah. So, when we were playing Modern Warfare, COD 4, Battlefield 1942, Vietnam, whatever multiplayer games we were playing 10, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, whatever. Were we ever complaining, like we'll get shot from the other side of the map or whatever? Were we ever complaining, and that goes to everyone, whoever is in chat, were we ever complaining that, oh, that guy's hacking? I can't remember ever doing that. If you got shot on Battlefield from a guy from way across the map, you'd sit there and go, fair play, mate, what a shot. You'd be pissed off, but then if you see the kill cam or whatever, you'd just go, bang.
Yeah.
I think I have, Mark. I think I have just said he's a wank.
Just to say about he's a wank, everyone else is thinking it. Fair enough. I'm glad I'm not alone there. Thought I might be put myself on the firing line there, to be fair. But
Mark, I actively troll him on Twitter, mate.
I'm just going to take a moment as well to recognise Rain coming in on Kick, who has come in with
3 gifted.
3 gifted. 5 gifted.
Oh.
5.
Sweet.
5 gifted subscriptions to the Rain is wank. Mark, what are you doing? Honestly, Rain, I'm absolutely made up. Thank you so much for the gifted.
Nice one, Rain.
I appreciate you so much. I'm telling you, these people are life changers. You know, these people are. Mark and Rain are absolute beauts. They've come along. I just need to. I can't thank them enough. Thank you so much.
But yeah, you get my point, right? Like, with
we can all agree that we don't like Bad Boy Beam Man, Beam Man, whatever his name is.
Twat Man, Bad Boy Twat Man.
Oh, I tell you what, right? Whilst we're skitting on him, anybody after this that wants to go onto my videos on YouTube or go onto my Facebook, I turn into Bad Boy B, man, don't I? One of my VODs.
You did it just to wind me up.
I did. I did get killed by a blatant hacker, and
you did.
I'm gonna watch one of his videos for a second just to get a sense of what he's wearing, and I just became him, didn't I?
You just got to think Scouse like the biggest chav in the world, yeah. It wasn't hard,
guys. Now, just to let you know, honestly.
All right, cough out that verbal.
Am I right in saying he got banned for cheating? Absolutely, probably. I mean,
yes, 100%.
I've heard that from many people. So, give the audience a preview. Oh, they want a preview.
Dowdy, shut the fuck up.
I've got the screen.
Shut the fuck up, Dowdy.
I've got the screen share. Tell you what, we should drop a link. Somebody find it.
Yeah, drop a
Doughty,
link.
go to my Facebook, get the link for it, and drop a link in this chat, please. If
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
mind.
do it.
Appreciate it, man.
But yeah, you get what I was saying, right? Like we never accused anybody hacking, like the original CODs and all that. Like it was like fair play.
Yeah.
Like Battlefield, fair play. Battlefront, fair play. Like where did society change that if you're skilled at anything, no matter what it is you do,
Well, that's
you
the
could
thing.
be
That's
brilliant
the
at
thing.
anything, and
I
you
think-
get slaughtered for being brilliant.
Yeah. So the thing is, right? I've seen people who I know who are like that.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people I know aren't like that. There's always a few.
Yeah.
And all I'm seeing evidence of now is because we've got a AAA title, such a massive player base, because it's a huge game, let's face it. We're
Big
seeing
money.
more of those people come together because they're meeting on, with the age of the internet, they all can speak to each other on Facebook and they agree with each other. So that everyone tends to enter into an echo chamber. It's not a new thing, this. I mean, this is where people believe something. And rather than kind of look at what's true or take a moment to consider they might be wrong, because everyone's wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
And you've just got to sometimes embrace that and go, I might be wrong about this. I'll look for the real evidence of it, But when people look for evidence, they often find what they want to hear. That's
Or want to see, yeah.
It's not a new thing, unfortunately. That's something that people do. And I think in this case, it's the same again. They hear what they want to hear. It's an echo chamber. And they like it. So they become engrossed in it and almost become wrapped up in it, and in some cases they have a whole community built around it and they're a part of something, and they're kind of like, it's just better to keep believing this because actually do you know what I mean? Like I think that, and it's I think this is in all walks of life,
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like not just gaming, society in general.
Yes,
it's become like that.
Yeah, it has. It's become like that more because of social media and because of the internet, but it's the same thing, but it's just happening in that field in particular.
Where's this old age? And I'm not gonna. I know I have my suspicions on a few streamers. I'm not gonna name their names, but you know who I'm on about.
Yeah.
That aren't they cheating type thing.
Yeah.
I have my suspicions on a few, and I've openly said about them a few times. But until somebody proves yes, they are, like physically loads up their screens, and shows all their their cheating devices and all that, or their Cronus attached to their controllers and all that shit, until somebody can prove to me they are or they're not, like innocent until proven guilty, as far as I'm concerned.
This is the thing I'm gonna come back to though from like before. This is skill-based matchmaking and things like that, right? No disrespect to Doughty, because I tell yourself, he's just not. But he doesn't play as much as me. He doesn't play as much as me, so I think he knows I'm like on a level above. Like he'll always say to us, like, mate, I turn around, I'm trying to keep up with you, you're gone. Like you've literally danced halfway across the map before I even realised what's going on. Like,
pretty much. So
when I play on his console,
you do, Mark.
I'm playing against different players, like maybe it's a different level of players, and so better players are less predictable because they understand and know, and they think in the moment. They're quicker. They know, like a double flank. More often than not, if I see an enemy and they start shooting me and I run to the right, they will look to their left. I reach out my left. I'm on their right. I kill them. A good player will do that more often than not, or sometimes there's a double bluff in that. But a lesser player who hasn't got that experience, 9 times out of 10, will think he's moving to the left. I've just seen him moving to the left. I'm going to look left.
What I was just about to say, is that not down to years of playing online shooters? Not necessarily just.
So the point being is the lesser player will do that, meaning that me who plays more knows that they'll do that subconsciously. I don't even have to think about it anymore. I know what they're going to do more often than not. Unless they're a good player, then I might have guessed wrong, and that happens because I skill-based matchmaking. When I go into my lobbies, they're harder because I'm playing against players who do have the ability to predict my movements as well as me predicting theirs. And I love getting into a good competitive fight, but when I'm in a lesser skill-based matched server, that I know they're moving right. I can tell from certain ways they've moved already the level of player I'm up against. And that's why on his PlayStation the other day, it was like I was tracking people through walls. I'm telling you now, I did it and I killed the person and I turned it down. I was like, oh, look at that. Did you see that aimbot on there? I can see him. He knows for a fact I never had that. We were both laughing because we were in the same room on the same telly, both playing the same console, taking turns, right?
Yeah.
But that looked like it really did in the moment. And I have a lot of moments out on those types of servers. I always find, I don't think skill-based matchmaking exists on Plunder. I don't think it ever did. I used to be able to go on Plunder, right? When I was an up and coming player, let's say, and I'm still not
up and coming. Fuck off.
Up and coming, right? I'd played a little more than average, and I was starting to get better, right? But I wasn't great. But I could go into Plunder and I could fight a whole team, moving, hitting, moving, and I'd run rings around a team, you know. I could not do that in Warzone, in normal Warzone at all. Categorically could not do it. I started to be able to get better at doing it once Rebirth became a thing because with the quick maps and a lot of constant challenging and fighting, I naturally got better. But in normal Warzone, given the slower game that it was harder to improve. It took longer, and I couldn't do the same thing in normal. So do you know what I mean? Like.
I get you.
So when I was up against like lesser players, I could anyway. So my point being is, I look at other people and I see them do something. It could be easy for me to go, they're hacking, but they're good players. They're good players, and they might just happen to be in a lobby that isn't as good because they
might have just got that little split second jump on you.
Could be millisecond. He knows his place.
Yeah.
He says.
Yeah, I've seen that. So I started giggling. See, the thing that I find, and we've played a hell of a lot of games together, like, on COD and other games as well. You know me, I tend to fuck around a lot in games.
Yeah.
Like, there's no if, no buts, no maybes. But that's just who I am as a gamer. I like to piss around and have a laugh.
Yeah.
But then you know full well if I'm in that random mood, I'm up there with you, like 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
But it's only if I'm in that mood, and
it requires a level of concentration.
I don't do that stuff that you do. I do it in a different way from playing a lot of different.
Well, it's out of play style, isn't it? So, like, another great one for that is, and the first time I used to watch a lot of sweaty players and people like Wyatt back in the day, Liam Live. You know, I used to watch. I watched quite a few, like Nick Cool. He was a really good player. Nick Basket, a brilliant player.
Yeah.
Really put the hours in. I mean, talking top players, overtime AU, mint player. You know.
Overtime. Yeah. I know.
And I know he's come into question a few times recently, but Halford sucks, even in his early days, anyway.
Yeah.
But you know, you'd see these players who were just good at outplaying people. You know, sweaty, aggressive players.
Yeah.
And I think, right, okay, that's what it takes to be able to compete with the better players. So that's what I started to watch carefully, study them. I used to, and honestly, when I first started getting the stream, I used to watch them all the time, studying their movement, how they're moving, how they're rotating, the circle. Are they sticking to the edge? Are they going in the middle? Are they moving around the outside of it? Take high grounds. There's so many factors involved, but I used to watch and study it almost, right? And I've actually completely forgot my point. No,
about studying them and developing your own game.
I thought but then I come across Minx. You know Minx?
Yeah.
Australian player, lives in California now, I think.
Yeah.
So West USA.
When I first saw her, I thought she was cheating, and then I properly watched her. I was like, actually, no, she's got very good game sense.
She does. She's brilliant game sense. Very slow though.
Yeah.
by comparison, completely different. So rather than having sensitivity on
She's
like
very
13
tactical.
to 19 and zip whizzing around the screens and whatever,
That makes me sick, by the way.
she had sensitivity on 4, which was the original settings, I think. 4.
I
It is
think 6 were the original.
starting off 4, 7, 6, and 7 were considered high. 4 is where it started.
No.
Mark says he's shit because he watches Noodles. Isn't Noodles like cracked? Isn't he a min player? I'm pretty sure Noodles is a min player.
Mark, you haven't seen me playing it, mate.
He used to carry.
You don't know what
he
shit
used to, like
is.
carry average that every day, didn't he? But anyway, so Minx come on. She was just a slow player, very very different. And I remember first
Very
watching her
methodical.
being almost, I don't know, I'll say a tad judgmental, thinking, wow, like is this kind of going to result in the kills? Because she was saying she was getting high kills and stuff. I thought, okay, but really, like, it's just not what I've seen. So, but I gave her some time. I watched it. I actually even subbed to her for a bit. He's good, but like, yeah, I know. I guess
We give each other stick all the time, mate.
I know.
And we're shit.
I went into his stream and I called him what you told us to call him, and I think I upset him. No, I don't.
Oh, well, there's your stream gone out the window then.
No, he's thicker skinned than that. But he was like, I think for a second he was confused. He's like, why did you call me that? I was like, Mark told me. He's like, right.
I used to give him shit all the time.
But anyway, but Minx, she was playing slowly. But yeah, it was very slow, methodical, thinking about her movements a bit more. Her shooting was on point. She's really good shooter. Anyway, and she was just doing it a different way. So I like what you were saying there. You've got your style, I got mine. They're different, but they can be both effective, and it's like that. It's that same.
See, I think because the way I developed my style, I barely watched anyone play Bullets. I watched one guy who I won't name because I have a very big dislike for him as a person and as a streamer, for reasons that you know of. But I used to watch him because I followed him. He used to play Battlefield.
Yeah.
But then I think over 15 years or whatever it is, I've been playing multiplayer games. I've played different ones, so like fast-paced, arcadey type ones, like COD, as an example. Other slower-paced ones like Rainbow Six, Battlefield.
Yeah.
No, I'm not giving that. I'm not giving him any fucking credit. He's like CUNT.
Now we know he's a he. We're breaking them down, Mark. We're breaking them down. Keep going.
You already know his name. What are you on about? I've told you multiple times what his name is.
Spoon
out. So going anything from fast-paced stuff like COD, Counter-Strike, stuff like that, to very slow-paced like Battlefield, Rainbow Six, where you have to be a bit more tactical.
Yeah.
I felt more enjoyment out of that slow and methodical side.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. Okay. You ain't getting that name, mate.
Yeah.
So no. So I always felt like, as you know, I let you running guns blazing like a craven lunatic, and I'm just sat there going, "All right, I'll cover you." Yeah. That's what I picked up from Battlefield. Is like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Is you need a team of different people. So like, it doesn't matter if it's Battlefield or if it's like Warzone or whatever. If you have skills that work together, so somebody that's like supports, cover fires, all that stuff. That's like me and you, we've got a bit of a telepathic, like we know what each other's gonna do.
Yeah. We've had some good games of duos, haven't we, all the time?
That's what I mean. Like, it's almost like telepathic. Half the time we don't even have to say anything, but we know I know you're gonna go left or I'm gonna go right or whatever, or vice versa or whatever. So you need that. I believe you need that that sort of communication, work ethic between a team to really succeed at any of these games. Doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's a team-based shooter game.
Yeah.
You need a team effort, and you only get that by playing with the same people all the time.
Yeah.
But different game styles work well with each other.
I think coming back to sort of Modern Warfare 2 and 3 in this case, that's one positive. Like, of course, we've got to give credit where it's due. The play style, the slower mechanics, has absolutely knitted people together as teams more so than they ever did in the past.
Yeah.
Teams were so disjointed. I mean, we say they're holding hands a lot and all that lot, but or other parts of their body, but
Dicks.
but fair one. I mean, people play a bit more cautiously and a bit more as a team now than they did before. You know, even a team of campers were all looking the wrong way before. You still get your bots on there, don't get me wrong, but you do get more teams. If you're by yourself in that game in Warzone, you're quite vulnerable because you will find that the odds are well stacked against you. If you come across someone, their likelihood is they're going to have their mate only a pace behind. So
yeah.
And when we've started
next building over now, most, yeah.
You know, we do that now. Like a good. Well, last time I played, there was a few times where I think it might have been Doughty was on with us. He got on the roof. He was shooting at somebody. They quickly downed him, and before they had a chance to even thirst him, I already was on them, like from way back. But I was looking down and covering what he was doing without me knowing I was covering it. So like, we were able to get the res and so on. So it wasn't like just, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. And you tend to condition yourself to try and look out for your teammates a little bit better.
We did the same with Poppy when we were doing the Halloween event streams with Poppy as well.
Yeah.
Although to be fair, no matter what the game is, we troll Poppy anyway.
Yeah. Poppy just spins around the rooftops and breaks legs and so on.
I've got video evidence of that as well.
Me too. I've got so much.
It's like one thing that I find, like I said it to you way back, like a year ago now, is if the movement and mechanics that Modern Warfare 2 has at the moment, if that had come out, yeah, probably not. If all those mechanics come out in Verdansk, nobody would be bitching and moaning, and they improved it for Modern Warfare 2. Nobody would be bitching and moaning at all. But because they went from a high down to a low, that's why people were bitching.
Yeah, but I think that's not because they intentionally did it. I think they were out of touch.
I think they went for a different gameplay style.
Yeah.
That's what I think they did.
Yeah.
And by
but the thing they made, the big mistake they made is they took away one to give us the other. They didn't let us have a choice. People invested time.
That's what I'm saying. If you started with one, then
but
progressed to
rather than what they should have done is maybe then gone right. We've released a new game. But I do understand it's a hella big project and to run both is expensive, so they kind of have to close one to open the other. You know, it makes sense.
As well, we all know, and you've said it, Doughty said it. I don't know if Mark said it. I know Mikey said it. I know Poppy said it. Bring back Verdansk. I haven't. I've never said bring back Verdansk.
I don't really care to bring it back as such, but I'd love to play it again. I would love to play it again, but I wouldn't play with it probably as much. I think a lot of people are the same. I think nostalgia would go, I want it back.
I don't think so.
But if they played it, I don't think they really go, oh yeah, okay, that was good. But I don't think they would run it back long term. I don't think. I don't know.
I genuinely don't think so.
But maybe they would with the mechanics though, because of they're so bad now. That's the thing that.
Yeah.
Because they you know, when Call of Duty Mobile finally gets released, whenever that might be, because it keeps getting just put back and put back and put back, they're gonna have full.
Do you really think they're gonna do it, mate?
Well,
do you really think they're gonna do it? I don't believe they're gonna do that.
I think they have been trying, but maybe there's a reason it might stop. They're not faking it. I mean, it is a case it's supposed.
No, they've been on about doing it, but I don't think it's ever going to be.
Whatever, anyway. If it
ever probably hit snags. Yeah.
I mean, they had early releases and that. I mean, not Noodles. Marley 13 played it. And
Marley's played it, yeah.
A number of Stone did as well. Stone.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I think he played it with Marley actually.
I think he did. They were at an event, and I seen him in his little hotel room afterwards playing it. It looked like he was in a hotel room, like.
One thing that I find and this is going back to my comments earlier in the stream,
Yeah.
is with Call of Duty, the best era was Modern Warfare, the original Modern Warfare trilogy. There's no ifs, no buts, no maybes. I think they've tried relying too much on that nostalgia. So if you look at the story of all three campaigns, it's basically updated graphics, scene for near enough scene for scene, like campaign, like follows the exact same path.
Yeah.
A couple of swerves, but near enough follows it. The multiplayer maps. So the reboot of Modern Warfare 1, you had probably 3 or 4 maps from the original Modern Warfare. Modern Warfare 2, you got maybe a couple. And Modern Warfare 3, every single map is nostalgia.
Yeah.
Campaign in Modern Warfare 3, half the campaign is nostalgia. They're relying too much on nostalgia for me. That's like, say for instance, and we both played it, they released a brand new rebooted series of Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
As an example. And basically, near enough, scene for scene, of everything that happened in MGS 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just changed it slightly and just upgraded graphics a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone will be saying the same thing about that.
Yeah.
It's just plain on nostalgia. And that, because there
There's
isn't a direct... There is very much a market for it, because I'm one of them that can't wait for the Metal Gear Solid 3 remastered or reboot or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
Snake Eater one. And don't get me wrong, I love playing old school games.
Yeah.
But you pay 60, 70 to 100 quid for a game that is purely based on nostalgia. I think it's out of order. I think it's wrong.
I think
if you charge him max 30 quid
because of the takeover. Yeah. So I mean, on the whole, I think what we've got is Modern Warfare 3 is better mechanics than Modern Warfare 2. And
I'll give it that. I'll give it that. Yeah.
Run where Warzone's concerned, that matters. So I think at the minute
we'll find out next week.
I would definitely, I'd rate the game down the middle. I would rate it down the middle for 2 reasons: bad campaign, negative.
Yep.
Bad gun leveling, negative. But good mechanics, and on the whole, even though I wasn't a big fan of Modern Warfare 2, they are good maps. They are widely considered good maps. So I've got to throw that to the crowd. So, so I mean, but more so for movements. I would say that the game isn't great, but it's the step in the right direction. I think the community need for Call of Duty to be salvageable, because another couple of years of Modern Warfare 2 style in a Battle Royale, whether they change maps or not, whether you bring Rebirth Island back or not, I don't think it would save it if it didn't change the movements, because Rebirth was brilliant for a combination of reasons. It wasn't just the map,
No, it was fun to play.
It was fun to play because of the mechanics, the movements, the way you could play, the style, the helicopters, where you could fly them and boot them around quite quickly. None of that's going to be in there. You can't do that. In the new game, it won't happen. You could bring that game now, the helicopters are going to be slow, and like the way they are now, vehicles are going to be clunky and slow, and wheels spin for ages. They're not. It's not going to be the same feel on that map. As good as that map was, the other stuff isn't there, and that does worry me, because everyone's very tunnel visioned on their experience they had on the map, and I think they're all going, yes, Rebirth Island's coming back, can't wait, it's going to be great. And while I'm with them on that feeling, I'm also very cautiously nervous about the fact that we don't have the full spectrum of what we had with it.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
We're going to fall into this map and go, you know what, this would be good just if I could move.
Again, nostalgia trap.
It's not a nostalgia trap. I think it's the fact they're just getting it wrong now. It's not.
They are getting it wrong, but by bringing back Fortunes and
I wouldn't
Rebirth,
say it's maybe, I don't know. I think they're doing that.
Trap.
I don't think it's a nostalgia trap as such. I think it's they're realizing actually if we don't at least give, people are asking for it. They've been asking for it since they lost it, and it wasn't that long ago they lost it. It's not like
A
we're
year
talking
ago.
about going back years, are we? So I wouldn't
A
say
year ago.
nostalgia yet. It's more of a case of, whoa, you took that off us, and I didn't want to lose it. And now what you're giving us isn't as good. I want it back, and it's kind of like, I would say nostalgia kind of for me would be more historical. It'd be a case of, okay, these were good, going on years. Oh, do you remember that all that time ago? I want that again. I want to play it. Like I would say Verdansk right now is nostalgia, 100%. It's that we're quite far removed from that now. There's been Caldera,
Yeah.
Al-Mazrah. There's been
I think there's been 2 versions of Verdansk.
yeah.
So the ruined one.
Dylan.
And 85, and in the 80s.
Yeah.
There's 2 versions of Verdansk: Caldera, Al-Mazrah,
Yeah.
and whatever this new one is. There's been 5 battle royale maps, like big battle royale maps.
Yeah.
And apart from the first version, I don't think they've hit that same magic.
Yeah.
Personally.
No.
But my opinion on it, like, having listened to what you've said, I've got no great faith in it, if I'm honest.
No.
I
I don't know. It depends how much more movement and mobility they can release. I'm just worried that engine.
I don't think they could change it.
I just think the engine might be that it can't be that tweaked.
It's too dated. I think it's too dated. So my personal thing,
it's newer than the old one that was better. So is it because it's too dated, or is it because
it's on the same engine? The engine wouldn't have improved.
Yeah,
not by miles. As Modern Warfare 2.
Yeah, I know that, but then Modern Warfare 1 was older, and that was an older engine. Is it that the capability to move as much is in there? They just haven't released it because they're desperate to not go back and be the same game it was.
I don't think so.
If they ever went back towards that, they could not take it away again. People would.
Personally, I don't think so.
Yeah,
I think because the map's bigger. 2, there's a lot more POIs, point of interest. There's a lot more going on in the map.
I'm not talking about map, I'm talking
buildings
physical ability.
But because of all of that is the reason why it's dumbing down other things to be able to work.
I get why they're doing it, maybe, and that could be a good reason, but it's not that they physically can't do it.
I think because of everything else, they physically can't do it.
It's not. I think what we mean is,
if they could physically do it, they would have done it.
Not that they physically can't; they physically won't.
There's an element of won't as well, but I do think there's an element that they physically can't do it because of everything going on.
Maybe. I mean,
there's probably too much in the background that we don't understand that is going on.
Yeah.
So there's probably an element of
surely somewhere there's some sliders that can just go, make it so you can fucking run a bit faster, make it so you can slide and get up a bit faster. Yep, speed it up.
You would think so, but it probably doesn't.
It might not be as simple as that. Not an ideal.
Because you've got to change. You probably have to change models. You probably have to change everything.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably way too much.
Well, then maybe there's no salvage in this game. Then maybe that just isn't possible.
That's where I don't think there is. I can't see an element of where they can salvage it.
It's the 9th. Is it the 9th?
Go
of
back
December?
to that point.
The 9th of December that with a new map, is it? I believe Wednesday.
Yes, 6th. Something like that.
When it's on Wednesday, I believe the 6th is when the new Warzone map lands. And with it should be a new game.
Rebirth.
It's not a new game, but it's Fortunes might, but Rebirth Island doesn't come back for a while. They always They always said that was going to come, but it will be later. I don't think Fortunes will either. Personally, I think the new map will land. I
thought they said it was coming out, and one of them was coming out right at the start. Wasn't sure what one, but I thought one of them was coming out straight away.
I heard what Fortunes coming out first, so if they've said that it's coming out at the start and they meant that, if that's true, then it'll be Fortunes, unless they've changed it since. But I heard it when the event was on live, and it was actually released in that moment, and it was that same day. They said
Yeah.
Rebirth Island, Fortune's Keep. Fortune's Keep will come first. Rebirth Island will come later in the year, next year. So
See,
I've
I've
probably a
not.
few seasons down the line, you know.
I'll give it a go. Don't get me wrong. I'll give it a shot.
I'm
But
looking
I've not
forward
got
to
any
playing
great
it again, though.
expectations for it.
I am looking forward to playing the old maps because with the slightly tweaked movements, maybe it'll be good. I'm not going to say it won't be. I am just worried though that maybe it can't be as it's because.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to playing? Playing at the moment though.
Go on.
Game called Lethal Company. It's like a proper horror, like almost like Among Us, but like proper horror. And I put a video up in our like messenger group. We've got me, Poppy, Mike, of a video to do with it, and God, it looks like it could be fun.
Yeah, 6th
like,
December. Had it confirmed.
Get us idiots on there. Like certainly us three, be you, Poppy.
Yeah.
It would be hilarious. Like we played Among Us and we were having a right laugh doing that, so I think it'd be quite funny.
Yeah.
So
right.
But,
well,
yeah.
I think we've summed up our opinions.
We haven't answered the big question though.
What's the big question?
DLC or not DLC?
I don't think we can answer it. I think it's an opinion, and people will have that opinion one way or the other. I think in its own right, from what we've said, it is its own game, but it's very closely linked to the other one that arguably it isn't as well. So I'd quite happily say everyone can agree to disagree on it, but one thing's for sure, it's a polished turd. It's middle of the road, I think, and I think a lot of people are saying that for different reasons. Some people like the campaign and don't like the multiplayer, you know, and vice versa. Mark's one of the people, he doesn't like the multiplayer as much, and yet for me that's probably the only real thing that's made it a bit better than it could be. So I think everyone's kind of ideas would be different, but I think it'd be fair to say we should remain cautiously very I want to say cautious.
Very cautious about it.
But just cautious about it. I just don't know what we're going to see in Warzone, but I want to see the movement released a little. I want to see how it reacts with the big maps. It'd be interesting to see, and you know.
See, my personal opinion.
The load. Have you got them loaded yet? I'll come on if you get them loaded.
My personal opinion is it's a DLC because every bit of it is game files from the Modern Warfare.
It is, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think
so. That to me makes it a DLC.
Yeah, it's.
People paid 60 quid.
It is, isn't it? Because let's face it.
For game files that were already pre-existing.
In Vanguard, you couldn't get Modern Warfare guns, or in Caldera and Modern Warfare.
In Black Ops, you can get Modern Warfare guns. Yeah.
Okay. In Cold War, and vice versa, so on.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, out the blue, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, you can get the same guns, same skins. They've just added some.
Exactly. Because more stuff is from the original game file. So
just because they put another campaign in doesn't mean it. Yeah, I mean a weak one, but
just because they've put another little line at the end of it doesn't make it a new game.
No, but everyone's got what's important to them. If everyone was looking for a good campaign, I hope they enjoyed it, and if they did, then they've got the good campaign. Unfortunately, I don't think many people are going to feel that. I got the movements I wanted. I say wanted. They're not where I want them to be, but they're better. They're in the right direction, so I can say there's a positive there for that. Screw the maps. I mean, the maps are what they are. I wasn't a massive fan of original Modern Warfare 2, but if we take that over to Warzone with movements, it's something I could enjoy. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've quite enjoyed Warzone 2. With
plus, I just saw
movements compared to what we used to have. So the ability to have some competitive edge again is back.
Plus, what I've just read there, literally just read it there. Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, was remastered in 2019.
It was, yeah.
So they've done nothing to those maps.
Again, this year.
As much as everyone is saying, they've done nothing to those maps.
I don't know because I haven't compared them, but
I've got Modern Warfare 2 installed in my end.
I don't care enough to look at them.
Nah.
As long as I can see.
I'll play the campaign, but that's about it.
Yeah. Right, anyway, then. So, to conclude, it's a DLC. It's a poorly rated game. Some people love
Overrated.
it
Overrated game.
Some people will fight tooth and nail to convince you it's good,
And they're wrong.
Stuff and things, I guess. Stuff and things, right? Well, it's a shame the front of the episode was destroyed by audio.
The audio and my camera messing up.
Hopefully we can botch that and maybe repair it before it goes up on the YouTube. But anyway, we'll for the next one, I'm pretty sure we'll learn from our mistakes and they'll have that problem again.
Yeah. At least we have this one. It's been a while since we've done this, to be fair.
It has. Right. Well, that's us for this time round. Next episode will be in a month's time. We were gonna we'll think up a content what content it'll cover. If anyone's got any ideas of what they'd like it to be about, or if anyone wants to be on it, we do have an extra screen I could click on, and it brings a whole other monitor in there, and somebody else can come in as well. So if anyone wants to be a part of it, they can. I'm just throwing that out there. We used to just get streamers on, but we'll get anyone on now, so it can be just a three-way conversation. It's nice to hear their voices and kind of get other opinions in. We still will be getting streamers on as well, but other people are welcome too. Anyway, much love, and we will see you again in the next one. All right.
Liz.
Bye-bye.
Bullets and Banter podcast with Dr. Beard Gaming and Jack Shit Gaming. Live on Facebook. Join the conversation with Dr. Beard Gaming and Jack Shit Gaming. Hot topics such as latest news and reviews. Special guests. We want to hear from you. Let's do this. Talking all things gaming. Bullets and Banter.